When routine becomes risky, you've spent your entire life believing that regular checkups are the gold standard of prevention. It's that the more tests you take, the safer you are. But what if we told you that after age 70, some of those same routine medical tests could quietly do more harm than good? Behind the comforting routine of annual exams lie hidden risks. Risks that most doctors don't talk about. Risks buried in the footnotes of medical journals. And experienced by countless seniors who simply followed the advice they thought was safest. This isn't fear-mongering. It's truth backed by science, real patient stories, and powerful evidence presented in a way that's easy to understand and apply. So grab a warm drink, settle in, and listen carefully. Because by the end of this guide, you'll know how to ask smarter questions, avoid unnecessary suffering, and choose health wisely. Test number 5. Carotid artery ultrasound, the stroke. Scan that may trigger what it is. A painless scan using ultrasound waves to check for blockages in the arteries that supply blood to your brain. Sounds smart, right? Stroke is one of the leading causes of death and disability in older adults. Catching a blockage early seems like a no-brainer. But here's the catch. If you're not having symptoms, ACE test may do far more harm than good. Studies show that over 95% of positive results lead to unnecessary procedures, many of which come with serious risks. Stroke, bleeding, nerve damage. Real story, Elias, 76, went in for a free health fair scan. No symptoms. The test showed moderate plaque. He was rushed into a stenting procedure and suffered a small stroke during recovery. He now lives with slurred speech and weakness in his right arm from a scan he never needed. What to? Do instead. Skip the scan unless you have signs of a mini-stroke, sudden weakness, slurred speech, or vision loss. Instead, focus on blood pressure control, walking, diet, and not smoking, proven to reduce stroke risk more than any scan. Test number 4. Routine vitamin D testing. A sunshine problem with a dark side. Vitamin D is essential, especially for seniors. It supports bones, brain, and immune function. But routine testing for vitamin D not helpful, often harmful. Why? Because vitamin D levels fluctuate wildly with the seasons, hydration, or lab techniques. A low result in winter can turn normal in summer without you doing anything. Yet that low result triggers high-dose supplements, which can raise calcium in your blood because kidney stones trigger nausea, confusion, or heart problems. Real story, Samira, 81, felt tired and dizzy. Her doctor tested her vitamin D low. She was put on 5,000 IU daily. A week later, she collapsed from high calcium levels. The real issue? A side effect from her blood pressure meds? Not vitamin D. What to do instead, unless you have osteoporosis. Frequent falls or bone pain? You likely don't need testing. Safe general dose, 800 to 1,000 IU per day is recommended without testing. Simple rule. When in doubt, treat with food and sun first, not tests and pills. Test number 3. PSA. Testing for prostate cancer. When curiosity can cost you control, the PSA blood test checks for prostate issues, including cancer. But here's what most men don't know. After 70, prostate cancer often grows very slowly and doesn't threaten your life. But once PSA is high, you're on the roller coaster. Biopsies painful, risky surgery or radiation side effects like incontinence and sexual dysfunction, and all that. It's for a cancer that may never have caused a problem. In your lifetime, real story, Ibrahim, 74, was healthy, happy, and curious. A friend had prostate cancer, so he asked for a PSA test. The result, slightly high. He had a biopsy, then surgery. Now, he leaks urine daily and struggles with depression. 5 years later, his cancer still hasn't grown. What to do instead? Unless you have symptoms like difficulty urinating or blood in urine. Skip routine PSA screening. Remember, not all cancers need to be found. Sometimes, knowing less protects more. Test number 2. Routine EKGs. The harmless heart test that starts a dangerous chain. The EKG, it takes 5 minutes. It's painless. So what could go wrong? plenty. When used in healthy seniors with no symptoms, EKGs often pick up false abnormalities. Minor electrical changes that mean nothing, but once flagged, doctor's order, stress tests, echocardiograms, catheters inserted into arteries, and each new step raises risk, cost, and anxiety. Real story, Ela, 79, felt great. Her EKG showed nonspecific saint changes, vague and common in older adults, that led to a stress test, then a catheterization, which triggered a mild heart attack. 2 weeks in the hospital, all for nothing. What to do instead? Only get an EKG if you have chest pain, palpitations, or shortness of breath, or are starting a heart-related medication. Otherwise, focus on blood pressure, walking ability, and lifestyle. They tell you more than any wire. Test number 1, routine chest x-rays. A snapshot that can spiral into surgery. It's fast. It's cheap. It's included in nearly every senior checkup. But routine chest X-rays are one of the most dangerous tests for people over 70. Why? Because they find shadows, tiny, harmless spots from old infections or age, and doctors get scared. They order CT scans, PT scans, lung biopsies. They carry high risk of lung collapse, infection, or bleeding. Real story, Mr. Courage is 80. Got a chest x-ray before minor hernia surgery. It showed a suspicious spot. He had a biopsy. His lung collapsed. 4 days in the hospital. Result, an old childhood infection. It's nothing dangerous. What to do instead? Only have a chest x-ray if you have a chronic cough, unexplained chest pain, or trouble breathing. For surgery prep, focus on mobility tests, oxygen levels, and medical history. So what tests should you get after 70? It's coming in a follow-up video, but for now, remember this. These 5 tests aren't bad. They just don't make sense unless you truly need them. Context matters. Your body matters. And your peace of mind matters. Asterisk final thoughts. Knowledge is power. The older we get, the more vulnerable we become, not just to illness, but to over-testing, over-treatment, and unnecessary fear. Medicine is a tool, but only if used wisely. So, before your next checkup, ask these 3 questions. Do I have symptoms that justify this test? Will this test change the treatment plan? What are the risks of follow-up if the result is abnormal? And remember, just because they can test you doesn't mean they should. From our heart to yours, at Whole Health Mission, our goal is to empower you, not scare you. We want to give you knowledge, clarity, and the tools to live with confidence. If this message helped you, please subscribe to Whole Health Mission. Share this video with someone you love. And stay tuned for more honest, science-backed insights, because at Whole Health Mission, your health isn't just a number, it's a story, a legacy, a mission, and we're here with you every step of the way. Whole Health Mission. Your truth, your strength, your choice. Whole Health Mission. Let wisdom, not fear, guide your health. Whole Health Mission, where seniors take back control.